All right, we've got Dale who's finished up 6 months of coaching with myself, and I wanted to ask a few questions, Dale. Thanks for kind of being here with me. I wanted to ask you a few questions about what you experienced through the coaching together. So, kind of like where were you when we started working together? What did you experience during the program? And then where are you now? And just so for a little bit more context, Dale is a breathwork instructor, becoming a breathwork coach, living over in Canada, traveling around in your van, starting to run retreats and shit like that, which is awesome. So yeah, man, tell us, like, just throw me back to like when we started.
Yeah.
Where were you? Like, what does it look like before we started
So
working
at,
together?
at the start, I was very unsure of everything that I wanted to do. I didn't have clear goals. I didn't have a clear path. I wanted to do breath work, holistic health. Um, you basically helped me realize that I need to find a niche, my focus in on that niche. And you helped me organize everything from spreadsheets to time management. And yeah, it's just helped me get on that path and made it super clear.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, about halfway through, I seen changes. I started getting clients. I started running classes. Confidence has gone up. Now 6 months is up. The confidence is there, and I'm diving into it full time.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember we were just obviously talking. We finished up our last session just now. One of the big things at the beginning was that clarity, right? Not having the clear direction in your life. I think when we started, you had this sense of like wanting to be a breathwork coach or wanting to be a holistic coach, but or like help people in that way, but you weren't really clear on it. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
at what point did you really go, "This is it"? Like, what point did the clarity just drop in for you? Do you know?
Um, I think the clarity dropped in when I actually had clients and realized that they wanted something that I couldn't really offer. Um, and then, yeah, once I worked out that, I just become a lot clearer with choosing my path.
Yeah.
And it all come down to a lot of that mind stuff as well. Like I found out what my triggers were and I worked through the mindset and I meditated a lot. I've never meditated so much in my life, and that's the key, really.
Yeah, so it was like, you put yourself out there, you started getting some clients, and then you realized that the clients that you were getting maybe weren't like aligned, or there was like, so it was almost like as if it was a failure in a sense of like, oh, I tried this thing and that didn't work,
Yeah.
but then
Yep.
that failure essentially directed you towards a more clear like path. Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. That's exactly what happened.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good. It's good to touch on that because sometimes, people are. I think people are so scared about making the wrong decision, but like what you've just said, sometimes it actually you need to try something. You need to do something, and when you start taking action, and even if it's not
Yep.
perfect action, you might even have a failure or have something that doesn't
Yep.
go to plan, but that is the blinker that puts you onto the right path.
Yep.
Sounds like that's what happened now. Yeah,
Yep.
and so
And
you
it
feel.
did. And
Yeah.
now I've definitely honed in on that specific thing. So
Yeah. So,
yeah, it's
just
good.
while we're here as well, Dale, like I know, so that's business, the side of things, right? Getting clear on like who you want to work with and what you want to do and your purpose and all that stuff, which is all super important, really good
Yep.
stuff. But you mentioned, which I want to talk about really quickly, some of the triggers, some of the more personal issues for you before we started. Like, you said triggers, like, was it maybe some frustration or was it anxiety or what was it personally for you that you're
Yeah, I've
experiencing?
I've always been a highly wound ADHD type person, triggered easily by certain things, and a lot of stuff we done in the healing series, which is not what I originally signed up for. I didn't think I'd needed to do any of that right, and that was actually one of my biggest takeaways of the whole 6 months. Is understanding what triggers me and how people trigger me in
Yeah,
certain ways. And
cool.
yeah, once I understood that, I you know it before it even happens, right?
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's a higher level of self-awareness. And when it comes to business, that is important, right? To be able to run a business successfully, especially in the space where you're on like holistic healing, breath work, stuff like that. You need to be aware of that. I know it's not something that you might have originally signed up for. You wanted the business development and all that kind of stuff, but personal
Yeah.
development and business development come hand in hand, right? Business is like really
Yep.
80% mindset, 20% strategy.
Yep.
And I know we covered some of the strategy and stuff like that, but
Yep.
like you said, you think that healing series stuff was like one of the most profound things for you during the program.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
And like you just said, 80% mindset. It's if your mind's not in it, you're not gonna achieve it. So
yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
now that you've been able to identify and resolve some of those emotional triggers, you said you're feeling more confident now. Like, how are you feeling now?
A lot more confident. As we just went through, a lot of things bumped up, like my family and relationships and stuff like that. Got that up to nearly 10. So yeah, just way more confidence in public.
Yeah.
Running classes is a lot easier
Cool. Yeah.
now that
Being
I've got
out
a
there,
niche to focus on.
public speaking, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
How's the
yeah,
ADHD
yeah,
brain? Like you said, I think you said before as well, you've been able to be a bit more calm, a bit more focused.
absolutely. Like meditating, it just clears your mind up so much, and you sets your clear intentions for the day. So that's great.
Yeah. Awesome. Sweet. Okay, cool, bro. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been a pleasure working with you. And I know, over the last 6 months, we've had some big changes. And yeah, I know I'm going to keep following along with your journey. I know, you're over in Canada traveling around in the van and stuff now. So enjoy that. And then, yeah, I'll be eager to see,
Yeah,
the breathwork business take off over the next, year or so. Like, another thing we worked on as well was like realistic timelines, especially with things
yep,
like business, right? Like, these things take time, and
yeah,
you've
yep,
made some awesome progress in 6 months, and I'm sure
yep.
that as I follow you along over the next year or so, it's going to really take off. So awesome, man. Good work.